Welcome back to Just Chattin', and this is the series of videos we do on Thursday and Sunday evenings just for our own amusement. So for all you Audie fans, Audie is in deep hibernation. I don't think there's much chance he will be joining us, and I will explain why. All right, as I am filming this, it is Saturday and not Sunday, and I generally do my videos a few hours in advance just to make sure they upload successfully and are available for you at the previously scheduled time. But I've never done one like a day before. Unfortunately, I have to do that this time because, for those of you who are not aware of it, I live on the East Coast of the United States, and we are expecting a massive storm this evening, Saturday night. And if the power goes out, which, by the way, the electric company emailed me yesterday and said that was a good possibility, I want to make sure the video is up, secured, and then YouTube, which has no such weather-dependent considerations, will be able to make it available as ordinarily scheduled. So, fortunately for me, I have something that is not especially time-sensitive for you, and we're going to break for the intro, and we'll get right to it. So, as I mentioned, this particular story we're going to look at this evening is not especially time-sensitive, in that it's been ongoing for a while and is probably going to continue to be ongoing. And this is the Beckham scandal. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos that I believe Nutmeg was covetous of Victoria Beckham's life, probably going back to the fact that Victoria Beckham was a major celebrity icon when she was a Spice Girl, when Nutmeg was younger. And I would refer you to that video for the details. But what is happening now is that the Beckham family is in a state of crisis that has been striking people all over, including the mainstream media, as very reminiscent of what has gone on with Nutmeg and the sock puppet. And I started doing a little digging, in part because I am a huge David Beckham fan, not because of his soccer playing, I've never seen a soccer game in my life, but because of his impeccably organized closets, which are just to die for. But as I started digging into this, I started unearthing stories that are indicating that Nutmeg and the sock puppet are actually playing a part in this drama. So, let me give you a little recap first, because I know people come to this channel for information about Nutmeg and the sock puppet, and our audience is probably very well versed in the dynamics of the royal family, but may not necessarily know David and Victoria Beckham from a hole in the ground. So, let's start with Victoria. She was Victoria Adams, a.k.a. Posh Spice from the Spice Girls. Absolutely an international icon of that era. David Beckham was a remarkably talented and frankly very good-looking soccer player. Same era. And when the two of them got together, it was just, they were the media darlings. That's what happens, you know. So they were people who had a massive, massive presence, not just in social media, in mainstream media, in the world of sports, in the world of music. And now, when Victoria has moved into fashion, yep, they are major players in the fashion industry as well. So, when they got together in the early 21st century, they had a son, Brooklyn Beckham. Brooklyn is now 26 years old, So this gives you the time frame. And Brooklyn, Nepo baby of Posh and Bex, married another Nepo baby. And this one is Nicola Peltz. As she is a little older than he is, she is 31 now. And she is the daughter of Nelson Peltz, who is not a name that trips off the tongue because he is so well known, but rather because he is very wealthy and powerful in industry in the U.S. He made his fortune through the food industry. And by that, I mean food production, not like fast food restaurants or anything like that. He has been involved in everything from Heinz and Cadbury up to Snapple, which is a brand that he took and brought it back virtually from the edge of extinction. The man is talented. He knows what he is doing. He is a major player in that industry. So, you had Brooklyn Beckham, the scion of media people, Nicola Peltz, the daughter of an American food tycoon. They get married. Isn't this fabulous? I'm sure we all remember the wedding, etc. And Brooklyn and Nicola have decided to cut ties with David and Victoria. They are not doing this quietly. They are not doing this civilly. They are doing this in a very loud, very dramatic, and from what I can tell, very vicious and hurtful way. The most recent story to come out is that Brooklyn Beckham had accused his mother of hijacking the wedding dance he was supposed to have with his bride at their wedding. Victoria stole the dance and twerked all over him or something. Apparently there was a video at one time. Video has since been destroyed. Nobody has seen this, but people are posting parody videos of this all over the place. Yeah, this is just celebrities trashing their families, which, as we all know, having witnessed this from Nutmeg and the Sock Puppet, that grabs headlines. That gets you noticed. However, the factor in this that hasn't really come out is that it is being alleged that, first of all, Nutmeg is utterly delighted by this because she despises Victoria Beckham, had accused Victoria of selling stories about her, Nutmeg, to the British media as if Victoria Beckham needs the money, and cut off relations. Apparently the Beckhams do not consider themselves to be in any way injured by this. Why would they? Their allegiance is very much with the British royal family, David's in particular. And I don't think they care one way or another what Nutmeg and the Sock Puppet are up to. They are loyal Brits. They stand by the monarchy. So, we've all heard most of this. But apparently now in the background, Nutmeg is gloating, saying, I was right to get rid of her. I was right to kick her to the curb. Look at this. Look how awfully she's behaving. Well, I'm glad you're taking some satisfaction in this, Nutmeg, because I'm not seeing very much else going well for you these days. But it gets worse, because the stories are coming out now that Harry is advising Brooklyn Beckham on how to reinvent himself, though I have no idea what he was invented as in the first place, because he seems to have gone from one of those Nepo baby careers to another. He wanted to be a model, he wanted to be a celebrity chef, he wanted to be a photographer. Apparently, he has his parents' name, but he doesn't have a fraction of the talent of either one of them. So, wants to reinvent himself, and the Sock Puppet is mentoring him. The sock puppet is telling him how to do this. So I guess now we know where all of this nonsensical, my mother is tearing apart my life, and now we know where that's all coming from. So what we have in terms of the stories are all originating with Rob Shuter. Now, I've said in the past I have reservations about running with anything Rob Shuter says. Nevertheless, I do think this is one, and the reason I think this is because the story is getting out there. It's getting circulated. I think we should know about this. I think we should be aware of what is being said. And strangely, there is such a ring of truth to this. I would, in any case, find it hard to ignore when a story like this is coming out, even though it's sort of trickling out into the public sphere. So here's the deal. According to Rob Shuter and his sources, which are unnamed, and again, I've always said be suspicious of unnamed sources, Harry is reaching out to Brooklyn. He is going to mentor him. He is going to help him to separate from his family and assert himself in the United States as who knows what. I do not know at all what Brooklyn Beckham's career path is supposed to be. I don't think he does either. I don't think he has a career path. I think he is just a Beckham, which kind of makes him a de facto social media influencer. Who knows? This is so not my generation. And frankly, the workings of this generation often baffle me. But Harry's taking Brooklyn under his wing. He is telling him how to tell his own story to the public. Harry is advising him that he's got one shot to tell his story and he needs to do it right, presumably the way Harry did. That Harry has put him in touch with his own publishers, the people who published that nightmare Spare, so that Brooklyn Beckham can now put out his own nightmare autobiography. And yeah, he's 26 years old. A lot of material there for an autobiography, right? But apparently Harry is helping him to frame the narrative, what is taken out to the public, how to manage this, how to approach the media, how to tell his story. That is, frankly, if Brooklyn Beckham is really going to Harry for advice, and furthermore, following that advice, then that boy is dumber than I ever thought he was. Because, I mean, this is serious level dumb. And his parents are not idiots. His parents are people who may not have a wealth of academic credentials behind them, but they are people with good, solid business sense, and as far as I can tell, good, solid family values. Meanwhile, Harry is advising Brooklyn on how to torpedo that ship. The reason this has such a ring of truth is because the Peltz-Beckham drama is following the Sussex drama, almost as if they're going from one page of that history to the next without interruption. And I think, what is next? An Oprah interview? Well, here's the thing. The rumor is that David and Victoria Beckham might be planning to do just that, to get their story out to Oprah, apparently in advance of Brooklyn's story. Lord, I hope they don't do that. Frankly, I think the Beckhams' general silence on the matter has been dignified and appropriate. I think they have taken the same position the royal family took with the Sussexes and just said, no, we are above this. And I applaud them for that. But again, as I say, the Beckhams going to Oprah is just a rumor. And as always, I am citing all of my sources in the video notes. You can take it for what it's worth. But again, I believe there is a ring of truth to this. It does look to me like Brooklyn and Nicola are following the trail of breadcrumbs the Sussexes have left. Do I think that Harry would go to Brooklyn Beckham? Do I think Brooklyn Beckham would go to Harry? Yes, to both. Yes. On that whole sort of, my enemy's enemy is my friend kind of thing. We know the Sussexes have cut off all ties with the elder Beckhams, with David, with Victoria. They've burned that bridge. They've scorched the earth behind it by accusing Victoria of selling stories to the media. They did not treat David well either, so I'm not saying that it was all a nutmeg Victoria thing. Harry was not kind to David, who used to be his friend at one point. So I think that the fact is we are looking at parallel trajectories. It is almost as if Brooklyn and Nicola are following directly in Harry and Nutmeg's footsteps. I cannot imagine how they would think this would be successful, because frankly, at this point, virtually anyone could see that whatever support and sympathy Harry and Nutmeg had when they initially broke from the royal family, that is long gone. And they are in free fall now. On the other hand, to be fair, Brooklyn and Nicola are young. They are very young. He is 26. She is 30, 31, somewhere in there. 31, I think she's 5 years older than he is. They are young. And they probably have very little experience dealing directly with the media. Nicola, even though she had a career in acting, who knows? Maybe that might make her believe that she and Nutmeg have a lot in common. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in any of the minds involved, if you want to call it minds. But that is the story that is out there. And it is getting picked up. It is getting reported. So I wanted you to be aware of this. Again, as I say, it's not time sensitive. This is an unfolding drama. I think if we look at both of these, we can see how, well, the viciousness, the attacks on the family of the husband. Frankly, Nutmeg had plenty of attacks on her own family as well. Nicola, not likely, because her family is very wealthy and she has a great many siblings. I believe she is one of like 10 children. I think it's 10 children in all. We're not even talking children at this point. It's like we're talking a litter of puppies. There are so many of them. So if she ends up challenging her family, well, there are a lot of other people who would be more than happy to take her slice of the pie out of Papa's will. So I would say no, that wouldn't be bright. But the fact is that we are seeing lots of similarities. People are picking up on it. Rob Shooter is alleging that this is not coincidental, that Brooklyn is going to Harry for advice and support and mentoring, and Harry is providing it. So I think this is one we can watch as it unfolds. But again, I wanted to throw this out because you will be seeing it. You're probably seeing the beginnings of these stories now. So that's what I have for you today. Please keep in mind that I love your comments. I will read them if I can. If I am still online when this video goes out, of course, I will spend as much time as I can responding to your comments. However, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is a very good chance I might not be online at all, in which case, please forgive me. I'll catch up with you when I can. So, thanks for being with us. We are going to take a look at a slideshow on the way out. I hope to see you all next time. And in the meanwhile, have a terrific day.